Hey everyone. I want to go over how to do the pre-readings. If you already did yours, great. I just want to make sure that if you are feeling overwhelmed, you can kind of follow along. So the first thing is you're going to go to Mind tab. In Mind tab, you're going to find the book, which kind of looks like that. And it's going to pop out for you. And there are a few things that you can do once the book pops out. First of all, you can make it a little bigger by clicking on the arrows or obviously X out. You can open up the table of contents, and at the bottom, you can toggle throughout the entire book and the different sections and chapters. I'm going to go back to the table of contents. And when you click on that, obviously the table of contents is going to pop out, what you can see here. You're going to scroll down until you get to chapter 13, because that's going to be the first chapter that you're going to do. And you're going to click on it, and then it's going to look something like this. Once you have gotten here, scroll down so that you can see the entire table of contents, which is going to look something like this. You'll notice that there are chapter sections, for example, what is a mental disorder, and then there are subsections, 13.1.1 and 13.1.2. When you are doing your pre-readings, you want to make sure that you add the sections and the subsections where they belong. And you'll notice that in the bottom there, I kind of added a little bit of a definition and then some points here from that specific section or subsection. You don't have to do the typed rough draft like this. I just think it's easier because you have it all in place, and then when you are doing the handwritten version, you're really just studying something you already went over. And that's the point of the pre-reading, is that you are studying and then looking over your notes a second time at least. Again, here's another section, and you'll notice that I highlighted these sections and subsections. Please do that, especially in your final draft, so that way I can see what you added, sections, subsections, vocabulary, etc. Now, another part of the pre-reading is going to be the key terms or the vocabulary, and you'll notice that there is a link in the outline from the book, and if you click on that, it'll take you to all of the vocabulary terms. And if you click on any of the terms, the definition is just going to pop up. There are always like 60 definitions, and it will be ridiculous for you to include all of them, but try to include at least a few definitions, whether you do it at the end or as part of your bullets throughout your outline. Or if you decided to do flashcards, obviously as some of your flashcards. Make sure that your vocabularies are highlighted a different color or written in a different color than everything else. That way I can kind of look real fast and see, oh yeah, you definitely included some of the vocabulary. Please, when you are taking pictures of your handwritten pre-readings, don't do it like this. This makes it really hard to read if you take them at an angle. And of course, the sharper the angle, the harder it is to read. Take the picture always from up top. So like even this one, which is a little bit messy, because the picture is taken from up top, is going to be easier to read. Obviously, make sure that your pictures aren't blurry or too dark so that I can't read it. I want to kind of very quickly hit on what I'm going to grade for. First of all, if you turn anything in, you're going to get 40 points so long as they look like notes from the chapter. If you do a handwritten final draft, you get the extra 10 points. I'm going to look that your final draft includes highlighted or color. I put it here like the titles in green, the subtitles in yellow, but I don't care which color is which so long as they are different. Or if you don't have highlighters, but you have a different color pen or a colored pencil, I'm not looking for your notes to look like my notes. I just want them to look organized. The idea is that the more time you take on them, hopefully the more that you are looking over them and reading them, and they're helping you. Make sure that your bullet points look different, usually because they're not going to be highlighted. But also, if you're wondering, what do I include as a bullet point? Maybe the section talks about a theory or a researcher, some fact that stood out to you, some study that was described, or just anything else that kind of stood out to you. Remember that you can make your notes as elaborate as you want. But as far as what you're turning in, if they're very simple, that's fine as well. I'm not looking for your notes to be like super long. I just want them to be organized to help you. Your final draft should be at least 3 pages, or if you're doing flashcards, at least 20 flashcards. That's going to include the vocab and sections. Make sure that your file is legible, both in your handwriting, but also when I download it. Please make sure that I can read it. So if you use a Mac or Google Docs, you might have to save your file as a PDF or a MS Word or MS PowerPoint file. Please don't turn in 10 pictures, 10 JPEGs separately. Put them all into one document. And very quickly, let me see if I can show you that. Let's say that this is my rough draft that I did. I'm going to click on Insert. I'm going to click on pictures from this device. Then you got to find your pictures on your computer. You're going to highlight all of the pictures that you're going to insert. I just have random pictures of notes here. And then I'm going to click insert. Now, usually Word will make your files large, but if it doesn't, please click on it and make it as large as possible so that it's legible. And again, here we would make this one a little bit longer. In this case, you'll notice that this person kind of drew some things in there, but maybe you don't want to draw them on your notes and you just have a picture from the internet that you want to include or a chart that you found. Well, you know what? You can just go ahead and paste that picture to wherever you want it to go. Finally, if you do not handwrite your notes. In other words, you just do the typed rough draft. Of course, I will accept them and give you points for them, but I will take a total of 20 points from that. 10 points because it's not handwritten and that's part of it. And then since you don't have any pics to make legible or to put in order, I take those 5 points from each of those as well. And so you can get an 80% for turning them in as just typed notes. I definitely recommend that you get all of the points, but for example, if you're behind and it's just going to take you too long to do the handwritten portion, maybe you just want to turn them in as typed. All right, guys, if you have any questions, please make sure that you let me know. The best way to get in contact with me is through Canvas.